Hello, I'm Martin L. Shoemaker, one of the authors in Robots Through the Ages, an exciting new anthology coming from Blackstone Publishing, July 25th, edited by Robert Silverberg and Bryan Thomas Schmidt. This book is a history of robot stories across the field of science fiction going back more than 100 years, including 3 new stories never before seen just for this volume, including one of mine. And I have loved the stories in this volume, and I would like to put together a video reviewing each of the different stories within it and share it with you so that you can see what you can get in this amazing volume. Our next story in Robots Through the Ages is R.U.R.8 by Suzanne Palmer. In Robert Silverberg's introduction and in my own, we discussed the play Rossum's Universal Robots, R.U.R. by Karl Čapek. It was a foundational story that influenced so many other science fiction robot stories through the years, and particularly this one, which is not a sequel, but it's a thematic sequel going off in a new direction. And, in keeping with the original, it's told as a play. Scene 1, interior, Helena City. A large, dirty, dim, mechanical space lit only by the very large nuclear furnace that dominates the center of the room. A slow but steady progression of shiny, identical androids enter and exit to tend to the furnace, often either inserting or removing glowing cylinders from its base. They pay no attention to the 3 decrepit and ancient robots, QUIST, SULLY and ROZUM, that either lean against or lie near the brightly glowing column. Enter another old robot, STOUT. It shuffles into the room and takes a spot leaning against the furnace between SULLY and ROZUM. STOUT. Ah, that feels good. SULLY. Where have you been? STOUT. I went looking for a new leg for ROZUM in the scrap hills outside the city. So far nothing, but I'll try again tomorrow. So this is definitely not the world of Čapek's R.U.R. That story ended, spoilers for a play that is 100 years old now. It ended with new robots, which were more what we might call cyborgs today, because they were actually biological creations that looked like humans in every detail. But the new robots had taken over the world. One original human was left, and he didn't have much time left, but he saw hope that maybe these robots would make a better world than humanity had. Here we have metallic robots that aren't necessarily very human looking at all, and it's long after the robot wars, and nothing is turning out very well at all. This is from Suzanne Palmer, who is a Sturgeon Award winner and also a poet. Her most recent work that I found was Finder, and you can find that at the QR code on the right. So let's go back to our robots and their shattered world. Radius. That's too bad. He's likely still bored then. We used to at least have shows to watch, but after a while no one wanted to be bothered to make them, so they repeated the old ones until no one watched. Now you turn on the vid, and you can flip through to all the other rooms in the city and watch everyone else sitting bored and watching back. You know it was a hit? Half the city spent 3 days watching a dead person on level 49 until a service android discovered and cleared the body. That was probably where your man got the idea, and it's probably the only idea he's had in years. There used to be people who believed that if we handed all work over to robots, they would come to replace us in all ways, eventually developing emotions, which has happened in older models, which is why the new androids aren't allowed to persist beyond a safe, short time limit, and that you would rise up to kill us all as useless. Instead, we made you just as bored as we are, and we all grind on into oblivion together. STOUT. You don't seem bored. Radius. It is a constant battle. This is the world of R.U.R.8. it has a lot of metaphorical similarity to a world where people today sit and are bored and watch reality TV and don't find anything that's engaging them and exciting them to try to build new. Will Radius be able to explain this to Stout? Will Stout find the leg that ROZUM is missing? Will any of them find new purpose? Read R.U.R.8 to find out.